This is one of the craziest things I've ever done. We're gonna leave these, because these are, believe it or not, worth around $1.2 million. We're doing a substantial amount of work to it. We're doing, it's over $250,000 in renovations. You know, there's 2 fireplaces on this floor. 2, not 1, 2.
So in flipping, like sometimes you want to keep stuff, other times you want to remove it. Those giant beams. What was going on in Winnipeg, Matt?
Yeah, so James had a tough decision. This is a really high-end flip that he's doing. So a lot of people don't necessarily think of Winnipeg as a high-end flip city, but we're talking $1.2 million. I think over $500,000 in renovation. A lot is going on in this project. So if you guys have ever dreamed of doing those $1 million flips, you need to watch this video.
And guys, one of the most important things you can do in any flip is to smash that like button right now. Let's get into the video, guys.
Well, guys, welcome to our house on Portsmouth here in Tuxedo in Winnipeg. Give you the rundown of this project. So when we're done with it, it's going to be worth around $1.2 million. We're doing a substantial amount of work to it. We're doing, it's over $250,000 in renovations. I got it for a really, really good price, about a little less than half of what we're going to be selling it for. It's a house that is built in the 1980s. It's got some pretty unique features in it that you don't really see anywhere else in Winnipeg. And yeah, I mean, I could go on and on and on about this renovation because it's so big.
So what's the average for this neighborhood?
The average sell?
Yeah.
Probably about $1 million.
Okay, yeah. And so I'm guessing this is a larger project than your average project?
This is the first large project I've done. The very first one.
Awesome. Let's check it out.
Sure. I'll give you a quick rundown of the layout. On our right here we got the master office, our grand room for the entrance. We walk in, we go into this really nice living room space. How's it going, man?
Good, yourself?
Not too shabby, not too shabby. Our dining room, and then our open concept kitchen. So it's kind of hard to see right now, but we're gonna have a really nice big island right here. Kitchen with our Thermador appliances, the stove being back there. Island inset for the sink. We are gonna have a butler's pantry back here. In the backyard, there's a pool, a deck, our opening into our mud room, laundry room, and more pantry space. You know, there's 2 fireplaces on this floor. 2, not 1, 2, because you gotta have 2 when you're in Tuxedo. So come on downstairs, guys, because this is my favorite part next to the garage. Look at that, double car garage. It's just, yeah, love it. I'm gonna show you my favorite part of the house right now. We're talking about being in the basement the most, right? Here we are, the basement. So these are some of the first trusses ever used in Winnipeg. And you can't find it anywhere else. At least not that I've been able to find yet. So we got a clear span joist in the basement, full 8 feet, mechanical room. This is going to be the entertainment area with built-in fireplace, built-in TV. It's unreal what we're doing to this place. Then we've got our walk into our little foyer area where the basement bathroom's going, and 2 very generous sized bedrooms. With, you can see our bunker windows right there. That's 6 inches of concrete all the way around, going in about 4 feet into the ground. So that's what's really special about this house, is the main floor and the basement. And then we have a lot of character when we go upstairs. This is a 1.5 story. And one of the interesting things about this particular house is that I don't know of any other 1.5 stories in this neighborhood. They're all 2 stories with their bungalows. So this is probably one of the only 1.5 stories. So let's go upstairs, guys, because that's where the master bedroom, master ensuite is, and a significant structural change is going to be happening. So this is the upstairs. So welcome to the master bedroom. So I actually have a degree in architecture and design, and I wouldn't have told you what we were going to do this house because I had no clue. This is one of the craziest things I've ever done. We're going to leave these because these are, believe it or not, the actual roof trusses. So we can't cut them. So we're going to leave them and put a window that goes from this side to that side, completely open, and clad them. Yeah, isn't that neat?
That is.
Entire wall, all closets. The whole thing, just the whole thing's gonna be closet. And then we get into our ensuite bathroom. So this, oh boy, this is where we're spending some cash. This whole roof is coming off, and we're gonna make it a full ceiling that goes right to the knee wall, which is just over here. And we're doing it on both sides. And this part of the project alone has been one of the most challenging parts, because finding an engineer that'll create the trusses for this is pretty unique. So this is Portsmouth.
So do you mind breaking down for us, what's the difference between a project of this size and scope versus, the project we just saw?
What's the difference? Okay, so for this project, we brought in a designer, we brought in an engineer, we brought in 3 specialists who work in the scale or in the commercial space. So the guys that are working at, Dudley, Centennial, St. Andrew, they're guys that, they're there swinging the hammer, right? They don't own a company that manages $60 million worth of construction work in a year. So everything's different on this project. We have contractors that are way more sophisticated, contracts that are more sophisticated, money partners that are more sophisticated. The designer was very, very expensive. So like when we're talking about buy, fix, sell, the numbers are the same. There's just more zeros. But then when you're looking at hiring the same people to do a smaller scale project, that's when things go through the roof. Because you can't have that type of contractor do this project. You can't have that type of designer do this project. When we were at Centennial, I showed you that kitchen. The guy who designed the kitchen here also designed the kitchen there. Interestingly enough, right? This kitchen has a lot more to it, a lot more customization. The learning curve for me in terms of quality, in terms of what's aesthetically pleasing in this price point, has been huge. But it's all the same, right? It's just the scale changes.
Awesome. So do you still have what's your buffer on a project of this size versus?
Our buffer on this project I think was 40,000.
Yeah.
And that's gone. We're talking about we're looking at the appliances downstairs. MSRP on those appliances brand new is 70 grand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
70.
That's crazy.
The appliances we're looking at in Centennial are 3.5 grand.
Yeah. So what made you comfortable to take on a project of this size and scope?
What made me comfortable? So there's a saying that Stefan told me a long time ago. The pioneers take all the arrows and the settlers live forever. So there's actually a couple companies that are already doing that in this space. They're doing it successfully. And so they've really pioneered the path to create, luxury products like this. And one of them has been actually helping me, create this product, understanding who we should be using, how we should be using them. So I'm not comfortable. I don't even think I'll be comfortable until I have the check in hand that we've sold this house, because it's been a long time coming, and there's a lot of very complicated things that are involved in this house. That being said, I trust the people that I have working with us. I trust that the realtors and the numbers and everything makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's no comfort. There's none. There's zero.
So what sort of timeline are we looking at for this entire project?
So the renovation will take roughly about 4.5 months. We're about 2 months into it right now, so we're about halfway there. Once the structure is done on this side, we're pretty much just tossing in finished product. So what are we right now? We're end of March, so we're probably another 2 to 2.5 months to completion.
And so I'm assuming the sales strategy is a bit different on a project like this versus Dudley or... Yeah,
so I mean, just to give you guys a little bit of insight, because I'm not actually 100% sure how it's going to work. We're essentially going to be releasing a VIP event. We're not going to be going on the market, and only exclusive people get to see the house completely finished to buy it. and they have an opportunity to buy it. If no one buys it, then we go on the market with an offers date. So that's the difference between this price point and the other price points that I work in.
And I'm assuming it's really important to work with a realtor that deals regularly in these price points?
Yes.
Or?
Yes, because people that are interested in buying this type of home don't want to deal with me. They don't care about me. They don't care about what I did to the house. They like the house, and the realtor that they work with makes them comfortable, and they trust their realtor, and they just buy. And when I say trust, I mean like they own 1 to 3 homes in this neighborhood, right? So they have their fingers on the pulse of what's happening. You know, I already know of 2 to 3 people who are interested in bringing their buyers through once we have a final product, and that relates to the relationship that I have with my current realtor on this project, because I have no idea who they are, right? At the end of the day, it comes down to who knows who, right? Who knows who? The house down the street just sold end of November, and it sold for what they were asking, and it was a daughter from someone in Toronto, I believe. How do you make that connection, right? So yeah, it comes back to what's the relationship you have with other people in this neighborhood. How do you get them in? VIP events. You know, this is going to be a very luxurious house when we're done with it.
So then another question, with a project like this, how often are you in contact with like the GC, or how does that work? Like, are you checking in on this project weekly, or?
I am, but I don't need to be. The GC and I are talking probably once every 2 days, because there's so many, like right now we're in the ordering material phase of this project. We're a little bit behind on that. And so when we're talking about ordering material, you know, we're talking about $16,000 worth of flooring just for the main floor, because we're using, you know, 5.5-inch hardwood maple that's engineered. So when we're talking about the toilets in this house, for example, we're putting in MSRP price of $900 per toilet, right? So we gotta be in contact about that, because if we find a better price, it's $500. That saves a lot of money on the reno. So we're in pretty consistent contact.
Yeah. And so do you have a specific, like, is it just through phone calls and text? Like, do you use any software on managing like a project at this scale, or? No, because I leave that up to the GC. Yeah.
So there's generally one contract for the whole project, and then they take care of scheduling it all. I know that our contractor is using software, and he is managing it that way, but I don't need to worry about it, because as the client, as long as work's getting done on schedule, I'm happy. This is Project Portsmouth. I'm James Dimitri. You can reach us at kingsandwallace.com. Facebook, you can reach out to us for our Instagram page, and jamesdimitri.com. Get hold of us if you want. I'm James D. Bye for now, guys.
So guys, would you have kept those beams, or would you have removed them? Different options, different flippers. What would you have done? Let me know down in the comment section, and we're gonna have another James Dimitri video coming out on the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you guys smash that like button, and you guys hit the subscribe button. Get over to Matt McKeever's channel and give him a subscribe, and we will catch you guys on the next video. Bye.